So, what now for UNC basketball? In case you haven't heard the news out of Chapel Hill, star freshman Caleb Wilson has suffered a left hand fracture and he is out indefinitely with 7 ACC games remaining and UNC 7th in the conference. A lot of question marks surrounding when is he going to return? Will he return? What are the Tar Heels going to do in his absence? So here's what we know so far, and here are some of the questions the Tar Heels are going to have to figure out. So first of all, how did this happen? UNC spokesperson tells the NNO that Caleb was contesting a deep three-pointer from Noam Dovrat. If you go and watch the highlights of the game, this happened with about 5:45 left in the first half, and contests the deep three-pointer, falls to the hardwood, and that is when the UNC spokesperson tells the NNO the injury occurred. It didn't appear like much at the time, but then the second half, Wilson could be spotted, glancing at the left hand. At one point, he went over to Coach Hubert Davis and looked at the hand, kind of shook his head, and then he was subbed out. He was then treated by trainer Doug Halverson, at one point being taken back to the locker room where his mom and his sister, this being Wilson's family, came back, checked on him. That is when apparently an x-ray was done. According to UNC statement, didn't reveal anything. And so then Wilson was heavily bandaged on his left hand, returned to the game, still recorded 12 points, a season low, but impressive considering that his left hand was essentially broken. Now, Thursday morning, Wilson had another x-ray done in Chapel Hill, this revealing a fracture in his left hand. The timeline for his return is unknown at this point, and it comes at a really crucial juncture for the Tar Heels, who have 7 games remaining in the ACC. They're 7th in the conference standings, and now are without the guy who leads them in 4 out of 5 major statistical categories. Without knowing when Wilson might return, if he's going to return, the coaching staff is left with some pretty tough lineup choices. Maybe Jared Stevenson, the junior transfer from Alabama, slides in at the 4. You might also see some small ball lineups, say Jonathan Powell at the 4, and then from the 1 to the 3, Derek Dixon, Seth Trimble, Luka Bogovac. Obviously, Henry Vasar is going to continue to hold it down at the 5. There's going to be a lot more pressure on him to produce down low. Bottom line, though, this is just really tough news for UNC basketball, its fans, and the college basketball community in general. Caleb Wilson obviously on pace to have an All-American caliber season, on track for multiple National Player of the Year awards, and the Tar Heels have to navigate a really tough ACC slate without him. They still have 7 games to go at 7th in the conference, 5 of those opponents being NCAA tournament caliber teams. And up until this point, UNC has only managed to outscore its ACC opponents by 2 points in 78 minutes played with Caleb Wilson on the bench. A ton of production they're going to have to make up for, and just cross their hands and hope that he is back in time for the postseason.